Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced by Web, bringing you a brand new community battle matchup. Today, we are actually covering a match from the Glenstorm Cup 2 Round 2 tournament. We have War Puppy versus Lillian. We have Von Bolt versus Kindle. For those of you that don't know, when it comes to high funds, the tier list is a little bit different than its counterpart, Standard and or Fog. Some of the top rated COs in either Standard or Fog are actually downgraded down to either tier 2 or tier 3 status when it comes to high funds. Now, you know what they say, high funds, high fun. So hopefully this is going to be a fantastic one. I'm looking forward to it. Now, we have multi-front drifting as the map here today, and as you can see, this is a multi-based map with an airport. Airport is a little bit difficult to get. Now, there is some cheeky maneuvers that you can do to actually prevent your opponent from getting this airport. So we're going to see if any of that plays a factor in this battle in general. Now, for those of you that don't know, or maybe you're just not up to date with Advanced by Web, but we have Lillian today. Lillian is a top rated player, rated 12th seeded for the High Funds tournament, I believe. So very, very highly rated. And we have War Puppy, a very good up-and-comer when it comes to Advanced by Web, and definitely no slouch himself. Now we have about a 1500 versus around 1100 to 1200 range players here. So it's going to be a very interesting one, but high funds can be a wacky place, folks. A wacky place indeed. Anything can happen in high funds. You're going to be getting power charge like no tomorrow. So we have Kindle today. Kindle gets a plus 40% firepower bonus when on cities. Urban Blight co-power will do 3 damage globally, increasing that firepower bonus on the cities. And High Society will actually increase that firepower by 3% per city owned. So for example, if you own 20 cities, that is a 60% firepower bonus. Now when it comes to high funds, that can be insanely powerful, depending on the situation, of course. Now we also have War Puppy. War Puppy is playing as Von Bolt, and pretty much everybody knows who Von Bolt is, what Von Bolt is, and what he's all about. He gets that 10-10 daily power to all of his units. Ex Machina does a big old blast, stunning people, and makes you kind of want to cry if it hits you in the wrong place. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just take a look at this match, and let's see what happened. Hopefully you all enjoy. See you soon. Alright, we have gone ahead and chosen our colors. Lillian is going to be representing Orange Star today, where War Puppy is going to be representing Acid Rain. Now, like I said, this is high phone, so you can expect to see a bunch of crazy stuff happening here. Alright, now let's go ahead and just play this one out, and we're going to see what happens. So on day one, we got our standard infantry builds. Nothing out of the ordinary. You got to get the infantry on the field, folks. That is step number one in any game. We got Lillian going for some back caps right there. Definitely going over to cap that base. Definitely important. Always want to cap that base first. Map dependent, of course. Maybe if there's an opportunity to get like an early tank or something with the additional income, you might want to cap something else first. But 9 times out of 10, go for that base first. Alright, so the infantry are moving out, and already, day 3, 12k in the bank. We got our first tank here by War Puppy up in the north, and it looks like Lillian has gone ahead and capped the neutral base. So both neutral bases have been acquired. No tanks built by Lillian at the moment. They are just sitting pretty at the moment. Alright, War Puppy moves in with a tank, builds an artillery actually. So now we got an artillery moving up close. Now, I did mention earlier that there's a little cheeky thing you can do in order to block the airport, right? If you actually build a tank out of this property here, you can send it all the way up and completely deny this airport on this map. So it can be a very cheeky move to do. It's a very cheeky move indeed. Alright, so carrying on here, it looks like both players will most likely be acquiring the airports, although it does look like War Puppy is in position that he might be able to deny the airport depending on what Lillian decides to do here. So we're going to see what happens. Most likely I can see Lillian probably going on one of the cities. Get that power bonus for sure. Yeah, we're going to get a power bonus. Got an early rocket build by Lillian. Very interesting indeed. Now, as we know, rockets tend to get bullied on this channel, so we're going to see what happens to this guy. Lots of indirects from Lillian right now, which is not that bad of an idea. It is very difficult to go into a tank-on-tank battle against Von Bolt, so the indirects are not necessarily a bad idea. And it does look like War Puppy has actually moved in position to deny the airport. Now, without air support on this map, it can be incredibly difficult for the opposite player to sort of counter that air spam for sure. Now, you can definitely build some anti-airs, but when it comes to unit count, getting those battlecopters, getting those potential bombers on the field, you know, it's high funds. You can buy pretty much anything. Getting those guys on the field is definitely essential. Now, it looks like War Puppy is actually moving up to cap the second lab. Very interesting indeed. Is this going to actually work? Ooh, it does look like it might potentially work, because I don't think the Neo is actually in position to interrupt that cap. Neo is actually moving over to the east. And yeah, nothing is going to be able to stop that airport at the moment. Although it does look like Lillian has a pretty good position over here in the center. It does look like they might be able to take that. Although, once again, Von Bolt, he's got a lot of tanks in the center here. Lillian is not really pushing up at all either. I think War Puppy is playing this pretty smart right now. He's being aggressive. He's not letting Lillian get that space. Definitely taking over the majority of the map here. Alright, we got a couple indirects moving in. We got a bomber build by War Puppy. Wow, early bomber. This is a day 8 bomber. We already got a Neo tank on the field. This is why high funds is crazy, folks. You have no idea what's going to be coming up with that kind of money. And a bomber is very interesting too, because that is going to be incredibly difficult to counter. Incredibly difficult. Oh, you are going to be able to build a couple anti-air, but the anti-air are going to be countered by the massive tank presence here in the middle. So yeah, we do got an anti-air. We got to get that anti-air out, because we are still going to be several days away from being able to get any sort of air support right now. So 1, 2, 3, at least 4 days for a fighter build. And 4 days of a bomber just running willy-nilly is pretty dangerous, folks. Pretty dangerous. We got the Neo tanks moving in, sitting on cities, denying another capture. Tank moving in to actually threaten this guy right here and out of range too. Very, very good. Alright, definitely not going to be attacking into this section here. That is definitely not a good place to be. War Puppy going up and getting massive amounts of funds too. We actually have a 40 to 38 lead right now, which is very nice. Now that gap is going to be sort of taken, that gap is going to be closed pretty soon. However, it may be a little too late here when it comes to that. I believe that Lillian is going to be fighting a very uphill battle at the moment, taking a very defensive position here in order to protect against the bomber. Double anti-air builds right now. That's definitely what you need when the bomber is on the field. The last thing you want to be doing is running amok when a bomber is around, because you never know when your anti-air is going to get blasted. And War Puppy actually moving up to cap another city, commanding lead of 46,000 to 38,000. Now, when it comes to high funds, you can be a little bit behind when it comes to income. I wouldn't say you want to be severely behind, but a little bit behind you can deal with. Like if you're behind maybe like 4K, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, because you can still afford those big units. As long as you can afford several tech cup units, you're okay. As long as you can get like a battlecopter, some kind of heavy unit, you're good. You're good at that point. Alright, it does look like Lillian is moving up right now. So taking a very strong position. You can definitely see why they are rated as highly as they are right now. Taking a commanding position, actually. Making sure that our anti-airs are protected. There is no way to actually smack that without losing a significant portion of our army here. Now, we are dealing with Von Bolt, however. So with enough battle damage, Von Bolt will easily be able to pop that Ex Machina. And it looks like we're going in and taking a couple good shots here. Smart move with the bomber, actually. Moving that bomber well away from the anti-air presence. And actually taking a bunch of the other units over to the eastern or western front as well. So very, very nice, very nice. Now with the amount of infantry that are in the center, it is possible that those properties are going to be flipped here. And if that is so, then the income should actually even out quite a bit here. Because 50k to 42k, it's not the position that you want to be in for sure, folks. Alright, classy medium tanks on the field. Big old golf balls on the field. We got bombers. We got death balls. There's pretty much nothing else that you would want to see here. Now, there is an interesting thing here because it does look like Lillian has access to that airport now. So they could potentially build that fighter and do a one-shot to that bomber. Now, I believe it might not be a one-shot. It might take 2 shots because it's Von Bolt. Unless we actually manage to fire from a city. But we decide to build a bomber instead. So, interesting play. A bomber's not really that bad of an idea at the moment because it does look like War Puppy is lacking in the anti-air. We only have 1 anti-air right now, and a lot of the units are pushed very, very close. Very close to the front line. Bomber just willy-nilly going in, one-shotting an infantry. That is what I say. That is value right there. That's value for sure. All right, War Puppy doesn't look like War Puppy is falling for the center here. The center is kind of a lost fight at this point. You don't really want to be fighting into that. The battle right now for War Puppy is definitely on the sides. Attacking that western front in particular is going to be huge because that is Lillian's weak side. That is only 1 base. Only going to be able to pop out 1 unit from that property there. However, on the eastern front, there is 2 bases, and it does look like War Puppy has a commanding force over there too. So Lillian's going to have to make a choice. Are we going to split our forces, or are we going to just deathball our forces onto one area? Because we are getting dangerously close to Ex Machina territory right now, folks. And you know what? It would be insanely easy to get an Ex Machina right now. We're only sitting at a little under 27,000 right now. Yeah, 23,000 right now for an Ex Machina. 23,000 is chump change when it comes to high funds. Easy money, as they say. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Going in for the Ex Machina for sure. Getting those hits. And this Ex Machina is going to be huge. Oh, my lord. Okay, let's see this. Oh, that's danger territory right there. That's danger territory. We hit so much with that one. Oh, my lord. Oh, lord. That's a devastating hit. Now, the question is, is Lillian going to be able to counter? Because Lillian does have quite a few units still readily available. Just whether or not it is going to be enough to actually take them out. We're sitting at day 13 right now. War Puppy is moving in. War Puppy's on the attack. He smells blood. He's just going in right now. We're threatening caps on cities with very little potential to actually interrupt them. Now, we do got a high society here. Now, like I said, that's 3% per city. So we are going to see some heavy damage right now. Would you just look at it? That's some powerful stuff. Now, if Lillian had a few more units here, that would have been devastating. Absolutely devastating. But it does look like they actually managed to even the income here. Definitely even the income. 48-48 now. So that's not really too bad at the moment. However, there's going to be a city that's going to be flipped right now. And the center took a huge hit here. Now, it's all up to War Puppy right now to see if they can actually push in and finish off the units that are there. Is it going to be possible? We'll see. Alright, taking a shot. Moving the artillery over in the east to actually get a nice defensive position to block that city. Very nice. The rest of the units are just moving in, doing damage. Medium tanks taking out medium tanks. Bombers taking out medium tanks. Bombers taking out tanks. Big hit on the anti-air. Very nice. Yeah, this is That is just a devastating attack. That Ex Machina was brutal. Now, it is possible that maybe Lillian just didn't expect the Ex Machina that turn. Otherwise, I could definitely see them sort of spreading their units out a little bit. But I think it caught them by surprise. Did a lot of damage. Double Neo-Tank builds here from War Puppy as well. Ooh, that is some devastating stuff. But we do need to figure out what we're going to do against those bombers. Now, we do have a fighter build from War Puppy, so that's going to be able to counter some of the bombers. However, is it going to be enough? That's the question. Because we have just done so much damage here, and we are actually insanely close to another Ex Machina. And there is only one area where this Ex Machina is going to hit. And if we get it, it is going to be brutal. Yeah, it looks like Lillian has actually resigned now. And that is 100% justified. I can see next turn an Ex Machina just completely ripping their army apart. And I believe that the Ex Machina would be easily attainable with just this attack right here. How much do we need? That is 14. Yeah, easily attainable with this one. Even a double hit with the medium tanks right here, easily attainable. And then the Ex Machina would either hit right here. Actually, it would definitely hit right here. That is a high value target. So next turn, this area would be completely wiped out. And that would pretty much be it for Lillian at the moment after that. So, wow. What an upset. War Puppy just flying in there with that tactical Von Bolt action. Tactical ventilator power. Just taking it out. Now, Kindle might not have really been the best choice for this battle. When it comes to high funds, if you have a Von Bolt that is available, probably want to go with that Von Bolt more than anything. Javier might not have been a bad pick for this map. Andy is definitely a good pick for this map, in my opinion. But when it comes to Kindle, I think she just gets a little outclassed by a lot of the other COs. So all in all, fantastic job by War Puppy. Congratulations. And wow, just great. Hopefully you go far in this tournament, my friend. You definitely deserve it after a win like that. Alrighty. So if anybody else has any replays they would like featured on the channel, you can go ahead and send me a message on Advanced Wars by Web, or you can send me a message on Discord. My name is Mr. Cannon, semi-original guy on Discord. My name is Mr. Cannon on the site. You can send me a replay there, or you can message me on Discord. Either way, if you have anything, send it my way. I would love to feature it on the channel. Alright, folks. So, that's going to be it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next community battle. Bye-bye for now, folks.